MDI DNC. You can look on the wall. M03 or no, M06 tool change, and then you have tilt tool. So we'll go M06T. What that's it, 6. Yeah. Enter, puts it up there, and then cycle start. And that's how you get a tool change to a specific tool. Cool. I just put it at 25% so that they would go faster. And then I would, before you like put your hands in there or do any of that stuff or like bring it down, I always delete what program you just put in there. And then you can say hand jog, and that will allow us to move it over the top of the part and stuff. So I said hand jog, and then you choose your axes. I don't ever choose a negative one. Always use positive and then go negative or positive here. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So say, for instance, I'm going to go Y right now, and I'm going to bring it towards the tool, like that. And then Z, I'm going to bring it close to the top of the tool. And I get it like real close. You can use the reflection in it to kind of tell when it's like pretty close. Like that. And then I'm switching from 0.01 to 0.001. And you use your, you use your piece of paper to put it under there. Kind of like wiggle it around. Oop, I'm already pretty close. So I'll like wiggle it around and keep moving one tick at a time. At that 0.001. So you saw a grab right there, and then you say offset. So this is our XY. We don't want this one, so you hit offset again, and you'll see the tool numbers. So we're 6, and this one's highlighted, so we need to go up to next to 6, so it's even, right? And then you say tool offset measure, and you can watch it change its current position to that position. Cool. So we'll do the same thing with our 1/2 inch angle now. So I'm going to hand jog this up and away from the part, and you have to make sure you know which way it's going, or else you're going to plunge it into your part, right? So bring it up, and I'm going to tool change to, what did I say, 1/2 inch, so number 1. Yeah. So DIDMC M06T1, enter, cycle start. Cool. So now same thing, we're hand jogging down to touch the surface, go into our offset menu, setting that height. That's it. So hand jog Z. And then I'm going to switch to my slower one, put my piece of paper under there and go one at a time. Right there, and we're going offset, so it went to our tool 1, we got to go up to 1, and then you got to say tool offset measure again. Cool?
Changed it, but
yeah,
a little bit.
Yep. So then we go hand jog, we're going to go away from it to Z. So now, since we're only using those 2 tools, that's the only thing we need to do for our Z height. Now, for our X and Y axis, we're going to go to our edge finder and pick up both sides and 0 to the middle. If you were just going to the corner, you'd do just like in South Canvas, just touch that corner, offset by 0.1, and then touch the other side, offset by 0.1, and it would be at the corner, right? Cool. So we're going to go side to side, and I'll show you how we do that. So we're going to tool change. M06T, I believe 20.
20 is the edge finder.
I don't know why that's that code, but we're going to cancel that. Work that time, I don't know why. Cycle start. We could have also done automatic tool change reverse, and it would have gone. I didn't realize we were only 1 away. So now I'm gonna get this in position, so we're gonna hand jog it down. And to one side, we'll say let's do our X first. Like that. I'm gonna hand jog it down in the Z, so it's just under the edge. And then to start our machine, like our spindle, we're gonna go M03 S800. So M03, if you look on there, is
Spindle on clockwise.
right, and then S800 spindle 800.
RPM.
Enter. Cycle start. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to our hand jog mode, and I'm gonna be moving in our X. So I'm gonna bring it over to touch it. We're not gonna have to offset here because we're using both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're only picking up one side, you definitely have to offset. So I'm gonna go here. I like to do it in the 0.01 mode to get it close, and then go past it once. So watch it kick over, and then bring it back, and then go to your slow mode. That's just the fastest way of doing it, instead of like using the slow one to get right up next to it. And then I'll just watch it for it to kick over. Sometimes you kind of have to stick your head in there and see from the other angle. So right there, it kicked over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go offset both times. We're in the G54 line in our X, right? I'm going to say part 0 set, which is the same as 2 offset measure, except it's for our X and Y. I'm going to say part 0 set, so you're going to watch that guy go there, right? So now you have to be careful, since we're picking up the other side of the X. You saw that it switched over to the Y. We want to switch back, so that we're still highlighted in that. Then we're going to go hand jog. We're going to go back to the other side and pick it up. And we're going to get a coordinate down here again. So after we get to that second X side, we'll take this guy minus this guy.
So
it'll
you
give us a distance, and then
okay.
we'll divide it by 2, and we'll add or subtract that to this distance, whatever's in the middle. So in this case, we'll add a negative, or no, we'll probably add a positive to that, is my guess.
So you have to write that number down, or it saves it on. Just write it down.
Which number? Well, it'll have both of them when I get to the second side.
Then you.
But for like half your distance, you'll have to subtract them, divide it by 2, and then add that or subtract it to your original one. Cool. So we're gonna go hand jog in our Z. I'm gonna go up and over. And oops. Move it down a little bit in our Z. Okay, so I'm gonna set it back to our X, and we're gonna get close again using our 0.01. So you can see it kicks over right there. I'm gonna go back 1. I'm gonna go back to our 0.001. We're gonna do it, come up on it again. So it kicked over right there. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but so now you can see we have our negative. This is our second side now. So this is less negative than this side, so we're gonna end up adding a positive to this. And that's it. So I'm gonna take in our calculator 13.9280 minus 7.7460. So our distance is 6.18. Then we're going to divide that by 2. So 3.091. That distance we need to add to our first side, because that's more negative, and that's going to put us in between our two numbers, right? Okay, so what you do is say 3.091. Enter. It's going to say yes or no, because we're changing it by a pretty big amount. You're going to say yes using the Y, and you can see it change. So now we're dead center in our X, so we're going to do the same thing for the Y real quick, and we should be ready to go. How are we looking?
It's good. It just need to be checked.
Okay, cool. I'm just showing him how to zero this bad boy out. So back to our hand jog mode, and on the Z. You probably don't need to record this one. It's the same as the other one, but if you want to, it doesn't